So as we speak now, I think the West African leaders are on a wild goose chase. That I know the reason why they are taking that step. They want to be cautious. They don't want to quickly go to war. They might have discussed with Senegal that will lead the war, and perhaps they want to make a last-ditch effort. Yahya Jammeh is in the mood of being in power perpetually until he dies on the throne.
But if you look at it, do you think President Jammeh is already taking it for granted that many of the African countries don't have the financial muscle, knowing full well that the economy of some of these countries spearheading this move is in a very bad shape, making it impossible for them to put boots on the ground in the Gambia?
Yes, you're right. The economy of many is bad, and they have to look at it holistically. The matter is beyond defending democracy. And you know, we don't have a culture of defending democracy in West Africa. When it happened in Cote d'Ivoire, it was France and the United Nations that defended democracy. I think West African countries are always lily-livered to defend democracy when the push comes to the shove. So as it is now, I don't see them except they go to the United Nations and ask the United Nations Security Council to reach a resolution. That resolution will be very helpful. So beyond going to Gambia on Wednesday, I think they should activate Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter by ensuring that a UNSC resolution is entered, and with that resolution, then they will be good to go. As for Yahya Jammeh, it's on a suicidal mission, and I don't see him going back. His mind is made until he gets to the end. I don't see him doing anything that will appease the ECOWAS member states.
Well, we'll come back to you, Mr. Eze, on this matter. Quickly, let me come back to the studios where Lester Wilcox is with me to look at this same issue. Good to have you join us this evening on this other matter. Many would have thought that West Africa had seen the last of actions like this from leaders who would blatantly make a U-turn on the people's mandate. Looking at developments from the Gambia and what the president of Nigeria is doing with other West African leaders, do you think that this is something that could fetch the desired result?
Thank you very much, Suleiman, and I wish to say congratulations to the esteemed viewers. Gambia is rather a sad development, and not to the extent that it's not a power that should flex its muscle in this kind of direction. And for a man like Jammeh, who has been so blessed by God and by nature to have ruled his country for 22 years, to want to take this path of suicide, to want to take the path of suicide to get out of office, I think it's not unfortunate. I just believe that the ECOWAS Commission, the actions being taken by our dear President Muhammad Buhari, is to give him a soft landing, not for want of actions that could have just forced him out of office, and it's to give him safe land. I think the ECOWAS leaders have been really, really patient with him, because you discover that this is a country that had, along the way, twisted with the democratic structure of their country. He has been like a despotic leader, controlling everything, chased away every opposition from the country, and has made himself a demigod. And now there was a window for you to peacefully exit through a peacefully conducted election, conducted by your own government. And then all of a sudden you wake up to say you want to dare the ECOWAS, want to dare the world. I think it's not, for me, he has a window of opportunity right now to come back to sense of reasoning, to come back to sense of decency, and to give peace a chance. If not, I think the Gbagbo treatment is still around the corner for him.
You know, you've been studying, African affairs for many years now. Yeah. If you just touched on Gbagbo, and you say the Gbagbo treatment, and you also use another strong word, which is taking the path of suicide. Yes. Yeah. Do you think that he's not looking to the weakness or the military might of some of these countries, undermining the military might of some of these countries. Don't forget, for instance, Nigeria military is already overstretched, knowing full well that they have a whole lot to contain within the country. Isn't that what President Jammeh is looking at?
Let him go and ask Sierra Leone what happened under Major Kuroma. It took only one battalion of ECOWAS force to get him out of the state house of Freetown. Gambia is a country that is surrounded by Senegal. You just have only a little access to the sea, and Senegal surrounds them. Are you saying that the Senegal military might is a battalion or two is what is needed if we have to go that? And as I say, he's beginning to want to take the part of suicide. You see, maybe something is beating the drum for Jammeh somewhere in the bush. And I mean, at the season, when you see a bird dancing in the middle of the road, something is beating the bird down the street. And he's maybe living on the fact that he has been able to subdue his people all this while. He's been able to hold them captive through whatever means, certainly not legal democratic means, nor a performance in government. I'm not saying he has not done well for his country. I was in the Gambia in 2005, and there were quite a few developments that were taking place in Gambia. Not to say he has not done that for his people, but after 22 years, the people said enough. And then you now want to stretch your luck down too far, forgetting the fact that you do not have, Gambia army was trained by Nigerians. Remember, at the time he took over power was when Colonel Gwadabe was the chief of army staff in Gambia. And it was rumored that they are part of the Babangida's boys that they train in Nigeria. And so it was not out of place that he took over power while Colonel Gwadabe was the chief of army staff in Gambia. Gambia is a country where most of its chief judges has come from has come from Nigeria. Most of its medical personnel came from Nigeria. So I do not understand what he thinks he has in his arsenal. Maybe he has some local militia, some local gods.
When we come back,
will fight a structured military.
When we come back, we'll look at solutions to this impasse because for Chukwuemeka, he thinks that there's no need for us to put boots on the ground. But again, you also think that he's taking it too far. Just might be the way out to take him out of office. Let's see if we can get an amicable resolution to all of these. That'll be when we return after now.